Hi and welcome to OutreachBin. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can automate adding prospects into your campaigns. And we're going to do this by setting up a form that is going to automatically send the prospects into an OutreachBin campaign. So the first thing we do is we set up a campaign. And in this case, let's do test campaign, right? Click next. I don't have a CSV to upload, because remember, we're going to create a campaign that's going to be an ongoing one, and we want those leads to automatically just start coming in. So in this case, just to get this started, I'm just going to put in none. Now, this can be a multi-step campaign. However, for this use case, I'm going to set it up as a single step. However, if you were selling a course or had an email course that, after a single step, you can every 2 days you want to send out another email, this would be a fantastic way to do so. There's a lot of other use cases for this, but in this case, we're just going to use one step. Let's set up something basic. Thank you. So thanks for downloading our guide. Here is the link. Right? I'm going to schedule this. Now, I want this to be an almost 24-hour campaign, right? So I'm going to start this up at 12 a.m. And I want this to end at 11:59 p.m. Time zone wouldn't matter in this case because we're doing 24 hours, but I want this to go on every single day. Now, max reach per step per day, depending on what SMTP you're using on OutreachBin. In this case, I'm using a free Google account for this example. So I want to be mindful of how many emails I'm sending throughout. I don't think my form is going to reach till 100 emails. But if I had a 5-step sequence and I knew that there were going to be emails coming in every single day, I would probably put this at 25 just to send out 125 emails over my 5 steps. I could put this at 50, that would be 50 times the amount of steps that I have. That's how many emails would be sent out per day. But that gives you an idea. For now, we'll just keep it at 100. And it looks like we're set up. The only thing here that we didn't touch was campaign type. And we want this to be an ongoing campaign. In OutreachBin, we have 2 different campaign types, ongoing and one-time. One-time campaigns are used for, we want to send out a blast to our email list that we already have. All right. So we're going to click next, and we're going to choose what email we're going to be actually sending from. In this case, we're going to be sending from the email that I connected previously from the email providers list right here, and we're going to click create. So now this campaign is created. We want to actually add emails to this. And let's head over to prospects for a second and see what's there. So we added this one called none. So let's remove that and refresh. Now there's no prospect here. So I want to use a webhook to automatically add prospects. So how do I do that? Let's head over to blogwriters.io. I have a form right here, and this form is using Fluent Forms. And I'm going to head over to the back end and connect Fluent Forms to the OutreachBin webhook. So I have a form already, and let's go over to settings, right? Let's go over to webhook, and let's add a new webhook. We're going to call this one test. So now we need a request URL. To get your campaign's request URL, you head over to OutreachBin, campaigns, click on the campaign that you want, and click on webhook. Now you'll notice we have the incoming webhook URL. We also have an outgoing webhook URL. We'll make a video on that later. But for now, an incoming webhook URL takes in the email, which is required, as well a list of variables and custom variables. So I'm going to copy this webhook URL. I'll bring it into Fluent Forms. This is going to be a post method. It's going to be a JSON format. And I want to choose the fields that I want to send in, because I know I have to send 2 fields that are mandatory from OutreachBin. This is type, right? The type field. And what type is it? It's an add a single prospect. Okay. So this is the mandatory field that I have to bring in. And the other mandatory one is email. You can see it right here, email and your subscriber email. So I'm going to pull the email that the user pulls in from the Fluent Form. So that's right here. Now, maybe I want to add a custom variable. In this case, let's say when somebody answers looking for an article, they answer, yes or no. I want to know that. So I'll call that lead. the lead, yes or no. If it's no, then I know that's not a lead, right? And maybe I also want to add in the first name. I'm going to call this one first_name. And this is going to map to the first name field in OutreachBin. And I'm going to pull in first name right here from the Fluent form. And that's it. So we're set up, create the webhook. And that's successfully created. Now let's go to the website. We're going to refresh, and we are going to fill out the form. Are you looking for an article? Yes, I am. Which plan do you want? I want business. Do you want a dedicated writer? Probably not. I want to be a dual. Here's my email. Test, and submit the order. Now, this has gone through. Let's head over to OutreachBin, and let's see if this prospect was in fact added to our campaign. Let's go to our campaigns, edit, prospects, and there we go. First name was added, email was added, and the new column for a custom variable was added called lead. And the answer for that was added as well. So that's how you can automate adding in prospects to your campaigns. Now, the next step in this is, of course, what happens when somebody replies back to the messages that you've sent. And you can also take that data for anybody that replies and push them to your CRM. So you know that they're in fact hot leads. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do that. But for now that I've been added, whatever campaign is running, whatever steps have been running, and there's a 5 to 10 minute delay usually, but these emails then start getting sent out to all new prospects. If there was a multi-step sequence here, I could add anytime again, 2 days later, put in another email, and I would be able to set that up and update it. And then 2 days later, the prospects would get the next email and the next, and you could, add as many steps as you like. I really hope this was helpful in helping you set up automations with your campaigns. Thanks.